Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a power building training vlog, and today was shoulder day, and I started the day off with a standing press. So I do want to do more of the standing press. One of the things that I'm going to point out with this, you guys will see my warm up, people will make a lot of comments about form, they'll make comments about people's ranges of motion, but as I'm closing in on 50, nope, I can't lock that at the top, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm not trying to compete in strength lifting. What I am using it for is a good shoulder exercise. It will carry over to just my overall shoulder development. Upper chest will help my incline, which will help my flat bench. And again, so just using it as a nice big movement. And here's the thing that we have to remember. Just because we have different range of motion limitations or whatever doesn't mean we shouldn't use a really good exercise, guys. So just keep that in mind with different stuff that we do. Also notice that I pause at the bottom, and that's to kind of get the deepest stretch possible for me. It's one of those where really to touch the chest, I have to lay really far back, and I don't feel the need to do that. I get a really good stretch on my upper chest. I felt a great burn in my delts doing this, and obviously I am weak at this right now. Which is surprising because I can throw around 315 easy on a flat bench, flat back. So, we would realistically expect me to be able to do this with at least 200 pounds for one, if not more, because I used to have a pretty respectable press. And I think this goes to show that maybe my front delts are not as strong as I think they are. Okay. So again, kind of just highlighting where some of the limitations are. It means I probably need to keep hammering the shoulders. So one of the things I want to note here, my delts do get a little more work than some of the other muscles, right? Because of my bench day is going to tend to hit front delts pretty hard, especially if I work incline in. But I feel like my shoulders just in general need their own day. They need their own attention. So in terms of like direct sets, we're doing 9 sets for delts. A lot of other stuff is only going to get 6. Now, something else I'm going to do today, I don't feel like doing rear delts. I want to put most of my focus on side delts. Like I said, my goal is to get 6 high quality sets every week for each muscle, and then other stuff sometimes will be just kind of filling in the gaps a little bit. So for all that, I took those sets to failure. If you guys notice, after the 5th rep, I stuck at the bottom on a 6. It wouldn't come out of the bottom. Same thing here. So upright rows, keeping these really strict, and I did these to failure. Notice on a lot of this stuff, I don't try to force unnatural or extreme ranges of motion that I can't do. But what we do is focus on the lengthened position, right? So I go to the ranges of motion I can reach. So again, that's where it is with the upright rows. And obviously it's not heavy for me. It's strict. It's at a 12, right? Well, like 10 near the end because I'm going to failure. So I took all these to failure. And failure doesn't mean, and I feel like that needs to be videos I need to keep making. Failure doesn't mean that you grind and force reps and do swinging and cheating. Those are called cheat reps. Those are called intensity techniques. Failure just means, look, the weight stops moving. That's it. So I got to the bottom and it doesn't move again. Okay? So that's muscle failure. So I did that on all of my shoulders today. All 9 sets, we did as many reps as we could with strict form, and when the weights just stopped moving, I didn't cheat. So it looks like some people are like, is that failure? Yes. Failure means you go to do a rep and it doesn't move. Doesn't mean you shift under it and grind and strain. No, it just means when the weight stops moving. Hey, that's it. Weight stops moving. So we did 3 sets of the upright rows, and I lost reps every set. It went from like 12, 11, 10 or whatever. And then we went over to plate laterals. Now, I like using plates for laterals because I feel it. I feel a better burn. I feel a better natural range of motion on these. So same thing for these. I got 12 plus on everything, but the first set was like 14 or 15. Then we reached failure. So why these exercises? Well, mainly because the last 2 are side delt exercises. They really work the entire shoulder. They do work all 3 heads and the upper traps effectively, including the rear delts, but their emphasis is on the side delts, whereas the emphasis is on the front, on the standing press. Keep in mind, these are rear delt exercises. So we got 6 sets for rear delts. I'm going to do 6 sets for them tomorrow because I'm going to do pull-ups, and then I'm going to do some type of row. Probably going to be a dumbbell row. So That's actually a lot of rear delt work. Most of my muscles are not getting that much. My lats aren't going to get that. My pecs aren't going to get that. So I'm happy with that because I feel like I've thrown a lot of rear delt work in and I haven't really noticed any real difference. The side delt work really seems to be where the money is for me. Right, and as I continue to get leaner, we'll see it more. One of the things to note, of course, my diet is way higher in carbs now, so I'm a little fuller. I don't think that some days I look as lean. I feel like some of that will shift over the next couple of weeks as my body gets used to it. I don't necessarily look as lean as I did on the lower carbs with all the healthy fats, by the way. It was not like red meat keto. It was like nuts and things. For those who are curious, it was peanut butter and walnuts and stuff for most of my fat. But I will actually be technically leaner because my overall energy balance is different. My training is harder. So again, at any time, if I wanted to just drop that water, I could just drop the carbs down. People are like, oh, wow, you did get leaner. I'm not worried about it right now. Right now, I'm focused on the body composition and health side. And that's the thing that I have to think about. Body composition and health. Not can I look a little drier right now and tighter. And as much as I guess it might be good for my business. I really want to focus on making real changes, not just kind of a fake temporary water shift. And over time, if I just keep getting leaner, I'll look leaner irrespective of that. Okay. So I decided to do shrugs. So why the shrugs? Because I do feel like maybe my traps could use a little bit at this point, the upper traps. It will, and again, I'm not just overtraining and beating up my rear delts. And because I don't do much in the way of trap work and I put a lot of focus on delts for a long time, I feel like a little bit of upper traps wouldn't hurt. Might be good for my deadlifts. Plus, it lets me get some extra grip work in. That's the thing. The grip work is something I need more and more of right now. It's one reason I'm going to throw the hanging leg raises back in. I did a set of them to finish off. So here's the thing I've been doing. I haven't done any on camera for weeks as I've been doing crunches every day. But the point is I feel like I'm doing endless amounts of crunches and I don't feel like it's giving me any better ab work than I was getting from the hanging leg raises. So I feel like it's time, particularly with these shorter workouts, I feel it's time to really throw them back in. Also because I feel like I could use the grip training, I could use all of that stuff, I could use the extra hang for shoulder mobility. I need to start doing them again at the end of the workouts. Okay, they're just such a good exercise and they bring so much to the table. And yes, for the record, these structural exercises, I'm using a belt again. So it's going to be standing press, deadlift, squats, shrugs. Maybe if I throw some calf raises back in. Calf raises are something I am doing every day off camera. Right, I'm doing them every morning while I'm still fasted. So for those who are unaware, I'm doing intermittent fasting. I don't usually eat till 11, noon, sometimes a little bit later, depending on what's going on with my day. So yes, I train completely fasted. But overall, pretty happy with today's workout. The standing press really needs to get a lot stronger. It's weak right now, but we only get stronger by doing. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.